Hi everyone, and welcome back to Mimi's Place. I am Sandy. You can call me Mimi. You can call me Sandy. Just don't call me late for dinner. Yeah, haha, right? What I'm going to do today is some quiet prepping. And I refer to this as quiet prepping because it's something that you can just do with minimal effort. And you just kind of set it and forget it. And it's going to take care of itself while it adds to your pantry and your food storage. Because let's face it, things are not looking good right now. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I don't want to get into it. Okay? Let's just focus on the fact that food prices are soaring. The economy is bad. There's wars and rumors of wars. There's crazy weather happening everywhere. Winter is coming. And we just all want to stay ahead and prepare for our families and do the most that we can possibly do in order to kind of live a more normal life should SHTF happen. So without further ado, this is what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to be dehydrating. And you know, folks, if you don't can or you don't have the freezer space or some things you don't like frozen, the best thing you can do is to get a dehydrator. My dehydrator I got on Amazon. I'm going to show it to you. It comes with 6 trays. I have 2 of them. At the time, they were like $50. I don't know if they're any more than that now. But this thing has been a lifesaver. Some foods you cannot safely can. You just can't. Sometimes I just want to conserve jars and save the space for things that need to be canned. Like meats, things like that. Carrots, potatoes. I like to keep a variety. So before I get going into a little chat with you about dehydrating, and while I'm doing it, we'll chat about a few other things. I like to have several options on my shelf. So fresh is always best, we know that. So fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, that's my first priority, okay? Is always making sure that we have some of that. From there, frozen is best, okay? So especially if you grow it yourself and you freeze it, you can't get any fresher than that. So it's like you flash freeze it and then you put it in a bag and it's there if you need it. Then I like home canned. So home canned vegetables, meats, fruits, jams, sauces, salsa, different things like that, different condiments, pickles, different things like that. I like to home can. They last a couple of years, at least 3 or 4 years. I mean, there are people that have eaten canned food that they home canned, and it's good 5 years, 6 years, 10 years down the road. I'm not advocating for that. Be your own judge, but I'm just telling you what I know, okay? So they are good for long-term storage. Also, what I like to do after that is I like to have store-bought canned fruits and vegetables and some meat staples like tuna and chicken, just to keep on the shelf for SHTF, because we don't know if that's going to happen or when it's going to happen. And really, what is an SHTF? We're going to get into that in a minute. But I am going to stop dehydrating. I did not grow my spinach. I just didn't do it this year. There was a lot of things I didn't grow. So I went and I bought some, and it's not a sin to buy something, okay? You don't have to grow everything. So I am just going to layer these on the trays, and we're going to talk. So like I was saying, SHTF can be whatever happens to you personally that requires you to, hey, you know what? The grocery store is all shut down for a couple of weeks. My car's broke. I live too far from anywhere and can't really afford delivery. Your spouse or yourself or both of you are out of work. You want to cut down on grocery shopping, you have to. Because if you don't, you're not going to have any way to eat, so, and pay the bills. So what do? You go to your stash. Some of these are really big, so I'm just going to break them in half. You go to your stash. That's what you do. This is what food prepping is all about, and prepping in general. You don't want to just prep for just food. You want to prep everything. So I have one tray done. So leafy greens are wonderful to be dehydrated. They just dehydrate beautifully. They really do. I'm going to talk about how I use them too. But for right now, there's a lot of uncertainty going on. And we have to take all that into consideration. Food security is so important to so many people, and a lot of people don't have it. And what I've done in the past, literally, there was a couple of times on the no-buy groups on Facebook. They were literally asking if anyone had any food. I'm wise enough to know when I'm getting scammed. It wasn't a scam. There was one woman who was very ill, and she had to have certain types of food, and I had it on my shelf. So I packed up 2 big bags, and a friend of hers, I guess the woman was housebound, a social worker or somebody came and picked it up for her. That was fine. I didn't mind. It wasn't a matter of whether or not she could go to a food pantry. It's what she could eat. It was very bland. She had to have plain chicken breasts and plain cooked carrots, and I don't know what else. I forgot what else. So I just happened to have it. And then what I like to do is keep some on the shelf also, not only for me, but I know some churches that they have food pantries, and you know what? If something's going to get close to an expiration date, or if I overdid it with something, there's nothing wrong with donating it. Someone can always use it. So I don't care about that. I just think everybody should eat and eat healthy. So if somebody said, you know, I could use some fresh veg and I could use this and that, I could say, well, you know what? I got dehydrated veg. I have dehydrated spinach, and I'll show you how to use it. Okay, on to tray number 3. This is probably going to take like 6 trays, I think. This is going to take well. I have 2 dehydrators actually. So I'm just going to put these on here. So SHTF can be anything. Anything that stops you, or that could stop you from being self-sufficient. You want to be self-sufficient. You don't want other people, unless you have to, telling you this is what we're giving you. You know, and this is the amount. Not that people should be ungrateful, but I mean, so many people are just having such a hard time. And rents are going up. Utilities. Well, it's not easy. So quiet prepping to me is just doing little things like this. It's good. Dehydration is great. You don't have to sit there and watch it like you do when you can. I like that. I love canning too, but I mean, let's face it, spinach shrinks tremendously. Can you imagine what this would be like if I canned it? I'm dying to find out what it'd be like dehydrated, because it's really going to shrink. This will probably all get in a pint jar. I'm wondering. It'll be interesting to see. And I always do follow-ups, so you guys will know. But the way I like to use this is on top of pizza. I like to use it in omelets or quiche, in soups. You could also rehydrate it and saute it with some olive oil and some garlic. That's one way of doing it. There's so many ways you can use it. I mean, it's spinach. It's actually our favorite vegetable, I think, in my house. Okay. Here's another tray. Yeah, it's definitely going to take all 6. I can see it. I'm just taking off the big stems. So quiet prepping is really relaxing. And you get the satisfaction of knowing that while you're stocking your shelves, you are also free to do something else. It just gives you that little bit of peace of mind, like, yeah, I got this going in the background. Makes you feel productive, like your day isn't wasted. Like I said, it takes up a lot less space. So everybody's idea of prepping is different. Some people prep for the winter, just for the winters. And that's fine. But I make a lot of different soups and things, so I like my dehydrated stuff. And like I said, it saves on the jars and the lids. I can reuse the lids that were previously used for canning. You can't reuse them for canning, but you can use them to to put in a jar and store stuff. So I'm saving on jars and lids by doing it this way, and I'm saving on space. So this one's almost done. I don't know if anybody else dehydrates or cans food on here. Let me know if you do. It'd be interesting to have something common to talk about. It's been cool here. I'm in a prepping mood. I'm just in that prepping, stocking my shelves mood. I think I can get the rest on this tray here. Yeah, so this is a whole bag of spinach. I don't know how long it's going to take to dehydrate, and that's the beauty of dehydrating. It doesn't matter. You're not doing anything anyway. Like, you don't have to sit there and watch it. When it's done, it's done. So I do want to do it on a low so that it doesn't burn. And it's just going to take its time. And it's going to go. I'm going to plug it in. Oh, found a leaf. Found an extra leaf. Okay, now I'm just going to put this on low. There it goes. And she'll probably be done Thursday morning, probably late tomorrow. Maybe sooner, I don't know. These bits and pieces that I didn't use, the stems and everything, are going to be going into my vegetable scrap bag in my freezer, and I'll be making some more broth. So nothing's going to get wasted. And over here, I think this is the last of the cherry tomatoes, but I got a ton of them in here. I'm going to show you. I have these yellow cherries, and that plant outside is still producing. So gardening is another way I like to prep. So these are the yellow ones. And these are the cherries, tomatoes. These are some patio red tomatoes. And I have a couple of orange tomatoes. You guys might have heard me say that I have a bush outside a tomato plant, that just grew at random. God put it there, so it was meant to be. So I'm going to be making something really good with this. All different kinds of tomatoes. The orange tomatoes, to me, don't taste any different than a red tomato. What I did notice is the skin is very thick on these. Now, I don't know if it's because it's a more resilient, it could be a more resilient tomato because they don't have to get big before they ripen. And the skin is going to protect it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what God was thinking when he made these, but they're beautiful. They just don't taste any different to me. Has anyone ever had orange tomatoes? The yellow cherry tomatoes taste just like they all taste the same. Maybe it's me. Okay, just a little bit of, a little side note of something yesterday. Me and my BFF were going to go to the pool yesterday. She calls me on her way home from the doctor's, and I said, it's cold, we're going to freeze. She says, no, she says, I'm not far from your house. Do you mind if I come by? I'm like, do I mind? I said, no, the door's open, just come in, right? So she was sitting in, she's telling me her stomach issue and this and that. And I had a solution. Now, I'm not giving any medical advice at all. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian. I only know things from being here on this earth for 62 years. So, I got some of the dried mint that I had, and I made her a cup of mint tea. And it helped her stomach. She said it kind of helped a little bit. And beside that, she loved it. She said, this is really good. And that was my purpose. Now, she has stomach problems that are a totally different issue. But if you are just suffering from some nausea, from what I've heard, mint is really good on your stomach. Not like a mint candy, but mint like a tea, something natural, something not too potent. And it just kind of settles your stomach down. So I was really, really impressed with the fact that I grew the mint, I dehydrated it, and I was able to give her some relief. And that was my sole purpose, excuse me, of dehydrating the tea for the winter, because stomach bugs are going to be coming around, or sometimes you just have a little indigestion from the holidays and eating too much or eating what we shouldn't have. But it was really a joy to hear her say it helped her and that she really liked it. So, does anybody else make herbal teas? I have some other items that I'm going to be making some teas with. And, yeah, even if I just use them for myself or a close friend, you know, it's just something to have on the stash so that you can offer it to someone as a relief or just a way to get some different flavor. Like, think about what the dried mint or even fresh mint would taste like if you were baking or cooking for the winter and making something with chocolate. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with mint. I wasn't aware of it. I do know one thing. If you grow mint, you know. If you know, you know. It goes all over the place. It's as bad as my raspberry plant. So, if you're looking for something resilient that grows like crazy and comes back every year, even if you just get some fresh mint from the store, put it in a little tiny bit of water, like let the bottom of it just root, and then plant it, and you will have mint for a very, very long time. So, thank you so much for watching. I am glad that you stopped by. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for watching me do a little bit of quiet prepping. I hope I inspired you and encouraged you that even though the weather is nice, we're technically still in August, it technically is summer, but there are still things you can do and still get out there and enjoy the fresh air and the sunshine and friends and family. This is the last weekend, folks. It's Labor Day weekend. Okay, I am going to ask everyone to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you like my content, hit subscribe. You can always leave a comment below, and I encourage everyone to share my video out with your family and friends. And I will see you guys on my next video. I love you, and God bless you.